Hi everyone, we are going to be repotting my succulent plant. So this plant actually was like an offshoot of another succulent plant that I have, and I separated it from the mom about 2 months ago, and I didn't want to disturb it for a little while, but I think it's time. It's getting quite big, so we're going to be putting that into this lovely pot that I found at Value Village. So I'm not like a plant expert. I only started having plants this year. When I moved away, a bunch of people gave me plants as going away gifts, and so I've kind of fallen in love with it, but definitely not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. So I got my gardening gloves on, and I guess we're just gonna go for it. So this pot, I don't know if you can really see it, but it does have like a hole at the bottom so that when you water it, if there's too much water, it just goes into the bottom, and then when it needs it, it just sucks it back up. With my other pot, I'll show you guys, that one doesn't have a drain hole, or I think that's what it's called. And so you can get like these rocks, I think they're called lava rocks, and you just fill the bottom with those. And so when you put too much water into the pot, the water will just kind of go into the rocks, and then it's kind of the same idea that the plant will suck it up when it needs it. But we don't need any of those today because we just need soil. So I think actually what we're gonna do to get started is, got this huge bag of cactus soil. It was the only one that they had, but wasn't that expensive despite how big it is. It looks like Costco size. Alright, and so I'm just gonna take some and put a little bit in here, and then we'll see how it does with this plant, and we might need to add a little bit more. Okay, so the pot is about 1/3 of the way full, so now I'm gonna just take this and see if that's a good amount. I feel like this is a good amount, and if not, we can just add some more. And so what you do is, I have this little mini, I think it's called a spade, I think that's what it's called, I don't know, shovel, whatever. And it's perfect for like little succulents, because I actually have a bigger one that I use for my garden outside. And so I just kind of like scoop all along the edge, kind of just rounding out the plant. And then you kind of tip it on its side. Oh, okay, it's coming out. Alright, so I didn't get all of the soil, so I'm just gonna put that down for now. Okay, and then I'm gonna empty the rest of the soil in here because I didn't get it all. I'm just gonna put that in the pot. Also, I know it looks totally weird that I'm doing this in my bed, but I do have a towel down, so I'm not just getting cactus soil all over my bed. That would be gross. Okay. Alright, so now I'm gonna gently take the baby. I feel like it could still use a little... Actually, I think that's good. So we're just gonna fill in the sides, because this pot is obviously a lot rounder than the one that it was in before. So I'm just gonna take the soil again and put it in the sides. And just kind of fill in those edges. You can see that a couple of the leaves fell off, and that's normal, and I kind of just leave them in the soil to decompose, and the last time that I did that, a little baby started growing off of one of the leaves, so you never know. So I think next I'm just gonna give this little guy a drink and put him back in the window. I mean, I think it's traumatic for plants when you move them into different spots, so you gotta give them extra love and care when you do. So I'm gonna give him a little drink, and then I'll show you the mama plant. And so this is the mama plant that it came from, and she's actually got 2 more little offshoots growing on her right now. So when the time comes and they get like big and strong enough, then I'll separate the roots and put them in their own little homes. But Still think that they're too small to survive on their own. So there's the first baby growing on one side, and then there's another one right there. And this is where the baby's home is gonna be, so gets lots of like morning and daytime sun in this windowsill. So yeah, we'll see if it gets a little bigger and maybe grows some babies of its own.